Hi, boys and girls, sixth graders. Miss Power here, coming to you to go over your lesson with you today. So today, you are going to write your own belonging narrative. We have spent the week reading about other people's experiences with belonging, and now it's your turn to tell your story of belonging. So what you need to do, so here is the worksheet that you will be using today, the Google Doc. So the first thing it says you need to do is find the Write Your Own Narrative assignment on Google Classroom and open the doc. So when you go to Google Classroom, you are going to find under Thursday, May 7th, the belonging narrative. You're going to open it and it will make you your own copy. So then when you get on it, it looks like this. Step number 3 says complete all the steps on the doc and then submit it. So I am going to walk you through how to complete this. So your task, write your own belonging narrative, your own belonging story, your own experience. You're going to describe a time when you were a new person in a group, including how you felt at the beginning, how the people treated you, your actions and words, and how your feelings changed over the course of the experience. This note is for kids who are not watching the video right now, so bravo to you for watching the video without needing this reminder, because this is really going to help you. So step 1, we are going to add Grammarly to your Google account. Some of you might have seen the commercials for Grammarly. It's going to be a great extension for you to add to your Google Chrome to help you with your spelling and punctuation and grammar and all of that. So we're adding it first so that it can make suggestions for you for spelling and grammar as you go through this, and word choice, all of that. So you're just going to click on this link and it's going to bring you right to, if I click on it, what is happening here? There we go. Click on it. It's going to bring you right to the web store and you are going to choose Add to Chrome. It's going to ask if you want to add this extension and you are going to say yes, add it. It will download down here. And it's checking, it's doing its thing. And there it is. It has been added to my account. All of your extensions can be found up here next to your search bar. These are all of the different extensions. Your Grammarly one is going to look like a green circle with a white G in it. I already had this and I just uninstalled to show you how to do it. I think you're probably going to have to choose to sign up with your Google account and then answer the questions it asks you. I think it's going to ask you what you mainly write for, and you're going to pick school and answer all of their questions to make sure that you fully have installed it. And once you have, you can close that and you can go back to your Google Doc. I'm just going to close out of these. You can go back to your Google Doc. Then I want you to come up to the extension and turn it on. It's not automatically going to be turned on, so turn it on. And once you turn it on, it'll show up down here in the right corner, bottom right-hand corner of your doc. It says it's now active, want to see how it works. Go ahead and pause me and take a quick tour to see all of the awesome things that it can do. I'm going to say no thanks and let you explore that on your own, and I'll show you some things that it does as we go through this doc. So now Grammarly has been added to your account, and it will give you suggestions as you type, things that need to be corrected. So now we're back to the actual writing task for the day. So step 2 is brainstorming. I want you to think about the different times you were the new person in a group. So list them on your fingers if you want. Like when I think about that, I think I was new to a book club one time. I decided to join book club. I knew the people in it, but not really well. I joined the union. I'm on the executive council of the union now. So that was a new thing for me. It was all high school teachers. I really didn't know them. So I was definitely a new person in that group. I decided I wanted to take golf lessons one summer and didn't know anyone else taking them. So I was new to that group. What other experiences do I have? When I went off to college, that one is definitely a big experience for me because I was new. None of my friends went to the same college as me. So I want you to pause me, take a few minutes, and brainstorm all of the different possibilities that you could write about. If you want to actually type them on the doc, you can, or just think about them in your head. So take a minute, pause me. Welcome back. Of those experiences that you just listed, I want you now to think about which one brought up the most emotion for you, or you feel you remember it the most and can do the nicest job writing about it that would really tell the story of belonging to others. So when I think about those experiences that I just listed, I think actually going off to college would probably be the best experience for me to write about, because it really is the time that had the most emotions and lasted probably the longest time. So my topic, so now I'm going to move on to step 3. This says move on to step 2. That's not right. We're on step 2. So move on to step 3. This is your pre-writing. So this is where you're going to kind of get your ideas and thoughts down on the page. So identify the topic. Which experience are you writing about? Going off to college. I was hoping Grammarly was going to fix that for me, but it didn't. I was going to show you how that worked. Okay, going off to college. How did you feel at the beginning of that time? Nervous, anxious. Nervous and anxious. How else did I feel at the beginning? I also was excited. I was moving on. Nervous, anxious. I should put commas in between here. Let's see. Nervous, anxious, excited. That's about all I can think of right now. So what I want you to do is do those first 2 things right now yourself. Identify the topic, and then how did you feel at the beginning? So go ahead and pause me and do that. Okay, welcome back. Now you need to think about, how did people treat you and how did you act? So you need to fill that in. How did people treat you? Actually, everyone was really friendly, smiled, helpful. I really didn't run into anyone who really wasn't nice. How did I act? At the beginning, I was actually pretty shy. I was quiet, maybe reserved. Okay, so pause me and think about your topic and what do you want to say? Fill it out. Okay, welcome back. Next on our pre-writing, you need to think about, how did you feel in the middle of the experience? Did things start to change then? And you want to write that. So in the middle, I would say I started getting more comfortable. Classes started. I started making friends. Got to know my roommate, which I didn't know before. Oh, and there's a Grammarly. Perfect. So I spelled that word wrong. So Grammarly is saying, uh-oh. And it did a little red thing down here to say, that's not quite right. So when I just hover over it like this, it suggests that I really wanted to spell the word roommate. So pause me. Take a minute. Fill yours in. Welcome back. Now, how did you feel at the end? I would say for me, college felt like home at the end, right? I totally got comfortable in the situation and it felt like home. Did my feelings change? Absolutely, my feelings changed. Yes, I went from nervous and not really actually wanting to go to not wanting to leave. While up here I did say I was excited at the beginning. It was exciting, but there was definitely tears when my parents left me in my dorm room by myself. So there's my pre-writing. Make sure you completely fill that out and get the idea in your head of what you want your story to sound like. And I want you thinking about, like, what do you want the readers to take away from this story that you write? And it really should be about that idea of belonging. How did you find belonging in that new experience? Or maybe you didn't find belonging in that experience. Once you finish your pre-writing, I want you to orally rehearse your story in your head before you actually start writing. So think about how you want it to sound, because your next step really is drafting it. So you're going to use your pre-writing graphic organizer to draft your narrative. You're going to look back at the text you have read this week to help you with ideas, words, imagery, dialogues, etc. It's very important that you write about the entire experience. There should be a beginning, middle, and an end. Remember to use correct grammar, capitalization, and punctuation. This is where Grammarly is going to come in handy. When you finish writing, make sure you reread your work to proofread. So if I think about my experience, I'm going to scroll back up and say, okay, going off to college, I need to start with how I felt at the beginning. So I was I wasn't 19. I was 18 years old and headed off to college. I had many different emotions, going through my head. Grammarly's telling me I didn't spell that right. There we go. Fix it. I was 18 years old and headed off to college. I had many different emotions going through my head. I was excited to be going off on my own for the first time. But I was very nervous about it. I didn't know anyone going there. None of my friends were going to SUNY Potsdam. I was thinking, are people going to like me? Am I going to make friends? Okay, do you get the idea? So you're going to write your narrative, making sure that you have a beginning, middle, and an end, and it tells the whole story of belonging. After you write your whole narrative, your little story about your experience, make sure that you reread it to proofread it. Grammarly is going to be a great help in helping you pick out things that are not correct. Use the suggestions underneath. When they're underlined in red, that's how it tells you that it's wrong. Use the suggestions that they're giving you about how to fix things. And we are super excited to read your stories of belonging. So good luck. And as always, just reach out if you have any questions. All right, everybody, have a great day.